Hello geometry students, today we are going to learn section 11.3 areas of polygons, different formulas. This is on page number 324 to 327. In this section basically we're going to learn about areas of rhombus or kite and regular polygons. So let's start it. So we have our before we move to the area formulas, let's uh, learn about basic definitions here. Uh, the center of a regular polygon. So when you just find the area of a regular polygon, you will see some this kind of figure where you will have a circle and there is a polygon inside, all the vertices touching the circle. In that case, there are few definitions which you're supposed to know. Center of a regular polygon. So if the polygon fits inside the circle, then in that case your center is this C. That's the center. So in this case it's point C is the center of the circle. All right, then there is another definition that's called apothem of a regular polygon. That's basically the distance from center to any side. And when we say distance, it means it's a perpendicular distance. It's a perpendicular distance. All right, so it means in this case here, when we look at it, so for perpendicular distance, this is going to be let me make it a little thinner. Yes, so that's going to be the perpendicular distance. That's the apothem. Right, apothem of any regular polygon. So if I want to draw another apothem from this point, from center, if I have to drop a perpendicular, not any other line, it has to has a perpendicular to the side of the polygon. So that's the apothem. Same way you can, the number of sides there, in this case you have 5 sides, so you can have 5 apothems. All right, let's move to another definition that's called central angle of a polygon. So that's the central angle of a polygon. In that case, if we have to decide where is it, so that's going to be the central angle. This angle is going to be a central angle. It's formed by these two sides. So even, okay, let's move first to the radius part. What is radius? Radius of a regular polygon is basically the radius of the circle which is circumscribing it. So this is the radius, this is the radius of polygon, 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 the yellow one. So in this case it is AB and BC. They're the radius. All right, these line segments are the radii. Then if you know the radii, the angle formed between the radii, that's called the central angle. So this angle is central angle. So if I'm talking about that, so it means angle ACB, that's a central angle. So it is this one. Same way, this is also, this is there the number of, so if there are 5 apothem, it means there are going to be 5 central angles. All right, so that's all we need to know. Only one other thing I would like you to remind, because here they're using regular term, they're using regular polygons. What does it mean? Regular mean that all sides are congruent. All sides are congruent means they're same. If they're not congruent, then you cannot use the following formulas. All right, the polygon has to be regular. So when I say regular, let me again tell you, in this scenario, what does it mean? Means this side, this side, this side, this side, and this side, they all have to be congruent. Okay, they're the same measurement. Let's move to the formula. So here, before we move to the, I added more information that we're going to learn on the next page. We learn about the area of rhombus and kite. So let's recall, we did that in our previous chapters. Rhombus is a parallelogram. It will have all the properties of parallelogram. Basic definition of parallelogram: opposite sides parallel, opposite sides they're parallel. And if it is a parallelogram and has four congruent sides, then it becomes, so you can see this congruent to this, this, and same time we can say that this parallel to this and this parallel to this parallel to this. That's why it's a parallelogram. Opposite sides congruent, so it's going to be rhombus. Now what is kite? Kite is a quadrilateral with two pairs of adjacent congruent side. It means this congruent to this, these two are adjacent side, but there are this congruent to this, these two sides are going to be congruent to each other. Not all four are congruent, only two pair of adjacent sides are congruent. Let's move to the definition for the formula. Area of a rhombus or a kite. All right, if we have to do that, so I know the rhombus and kite, I already discussed what are they. In order to know the area, you just need the diagonals of the both figure. If you have the diagonals, then the area formula is d1 d2 over 2, or half of d1 times d2, where d1 and d2 are the diagonals. Let me show you the first case here. This is the case for rhombus here. This is the case for rhombus, and this is the case for kite. That's the case for kite. So rhombus, you know, all four sides congruent. Only what do you need to know? You just need to know the diagonals. So your diagonal in that case, if this is your d1, it's d2. In this case, they have given it's d2. And this is your d1. The length is d1. So you multiply both. So the above formula can be rewritten as a equal to, in that case, d1 d2. Just multiply the diagonals and divide by 2. Just keep it simpler. It's the same thing like this. Same way, if you're finding the area of the kite, you just need the diagonals. Your d1 is this one, the one diagonal, and your d2 is the other diagonal, is this one. Just multiply the measurements, and in that case, a is d1 times d2 over 2. And you can see this is kite also, because this congruent to this and this congruent to this. Two pairs of sides are congruent, adjacent sides are congruent. Let's move to the last area formula. Area of a regular polygon. So your polygon has to be a regular one. So if I say regular, I mean this congruent to this congruent, this, and this. All five sides, they have to be congruent. That's a regular polygon, because all sides, so I could show it by mark, means this congruent to this, all are congruent. If I have to find the area of that, the formula is basically, in that case, is going to be A is half times AP, where A is half times, and P is going to be the P, you substitute the value of P, that becomes NS. That's the perimeter. Basically, A is the apothem times perimeter. So you can rewrite, it's just like apothem. You need to know the apothem times perimeter over 2. That you have to do. It's that simple thing. So you have to have the apothem here. So it means you need to know how much is that. And if you know the side, this is S, the length is S here, or let me use different color. If this is S, so this is also S, this is S, this is S, 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 regular polygon. If there n, it is an n-gon, so what's the perimeter? In that case, perimeter is S, in this case, S time S time S time S plus S, that's 5S. But if you're just making a generalization, you don't know if there are n sides of the polygon, so P will be what? S plus up to n times. That's why it is NS, and that's given here. So If you find it harder, just simply think that you have to find the perimeter, and somehow you have to find out what's the apothem here. If you get that, you can easily calculate it. And while we calculate this thing, just keep in mind, for these kind of problems, suppose this is the given case here, this is 6x, the hexagon. Okay, sorry, this is hexagon here. So if you have 6 sides, so keep in mind, whenever you in that case, now here you have to review your trigonometry skills. So if you find the apothem, you know the apothem, that's the center here. Apothem is basically, that's the perpendicular drawn here. It should be 90. So keep in mind, the whole circle is how much? That is 360. And I have to find this central angle. This central angle is going to be what? Because it has 6 sides, 1 2 3 4 5 6. So each, and it's a regular polygon, so this angle is going to be 360 over 6, that is 60 degree. So we use that, it's 60. And when I just want to have this part, that is 30, and this is 30, because it becomes an angle bisector, because it's a perpendicular to the, and it's at the same distance, so it's going to be 30. So you have to review that, and the same time you have to review your SOHCAHTOA skill, where you're going to use that to find the apothem, or sometimes you may need you to use special right triangles, or you sometimes use Pythagorean theorem. All right, so you can just review that while you doing these problems, and I'll do problems in next video. Till then, stay safe. Thank you.